Hi everyone, I'm Jim Tedesco, Vice President of Sales here at Apple Leisure Group Vacations. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to do a quick little brand overview and then we're going to go through some sales techniques and then we'll open it up at the end. So I know many of you have been booking with us for many years, but some of you might actually be new and still looking around to see who a good wholesaler would be to be a home for your business, right? So I know you have many choices in who you book with and why you may book with them. But by the end of today, I really hope that I'll be able to provide some insight into what makes us different from some of our competitors, but also within each of our own 6 brands also. Now, one of the reasons I love ALG as a home for your business is our range of product, our technology, and then also our vertical integration with our sister brands, AM Resorts and Amstar. It allows us to sort of look after much more of your vacation with that vertical integration. So even if you don't book AMR, Amstar operates in a lot of the major destinations we sell, which still allows us to have more of a part of the overall vacation experience. And we're going to all of these today, but I'll start with Apple Vacations. Now, I recognize that since our merger, many of you have asked us with our 6 brands, do we plan on merging them all into one? And the answer in short is no, absolutely not. We don't have any plans on merging them, but we do have plans to continue to make sure that we do a better job at probably aligning them at some things, but also finding points of differentiation among them also. The point being is that the goal of having 6 brands, and also mind you, no other company out there has this many wholesalers under one roof. So we are still trying to maybe navigate how to handle it. But the point being is that the goal of having 6 brands for us is that they may sell similar product, but there's very slight differences that might be a better fit for your business model. And every agency has a different model, and there's so many different ways that you as an agency owner or an agent working within the business model that you've been given or have designed would look for specific things in a wholesaler to make sure that you complement each other, right? So we want to make sure that each brand offers something that would make for a good home for you and your business. Now, Apple Vacations, as an example, they're known for their sun and sand, all-inclusive Mexico Caribbean, right? That's their go-to. That's what they do really well. This is definitely the brand that you would want to book if you do a lot of all-inclusive and don't really sort of navigate down the road of like Europe or South Pacific or even some domestic. AV sells some of those products, but their product line in those regions are not massive. So this is definitely your go-to for that all-inclusive sun and sand sea. With Travel Impressions, what you're going to find here is you're also going to get a good all-inclusive product line, but if you do a decent amount of Europe, specifically like that FIT, multi-destination type Europe trip, Travel Impressions would be a good fit for you. So if your business looks like a little bit of mainly all-inclusive, but also has a decent chunk of Europe, this is where you're going to do most of your business, or we would recommend doing some of your business. They also have the Villa experience. And now the Villa experience, which I'll touch up on the next slide, they operate in over 50 countries worldwide. So this is not just a Europe thing. This is the Mexico, Caribbean, USA, Europe, so on and so forth. You name it, they're likely there. Now, you can't find these directly through Vax. You can't book them through Vax, but what you can do is you can go to the Vax page on the Travel Impressions Vax page, the home page, and link to the website that will show all the villas that they offer. And when you're ready, you can either email or call the res team, and they will get in contact with the company we work with, see if the villa is available for the dates you're looking for, and come back to you with a price. Now, FunJet is the only brand that actually also has the full Disney product line with on-site hotel, ticket, and air. So if your business does a decent amount of all-inclusive, but then also does a decent amount of Disney, this is a great way for you to make sure that your Disney products, your Disney sales, are counting towards your commission for your all-inclusive sales as well. A lot of people are sort of focusing on that all-inclusive market. So, but if you have a decent amount of families and maybe you don't have enough to get yourself earmarked with Disney, book it through FunJet. Book your all-inclusive through FunJet and then book your Disney through FunJet. All the production comes together into one. It allows you to earn a better commission on it all. And the good thing about booking Disney with us is that whatever you would get direct with Disney, you'd also get direct with us. There's really no difference there. In Southwest Vacations, especially if you're in a Southwest hub market, definitely take a look at our Southwest Vacations product. They take advantage of the same great product line that a lot of our other brands sell and offer, but you do get some exclusive access and fares through Southwest. We also have Blue Sky Tours. Now, Blue Sky, not a lot of people necessarily know about on the East Coast. The West Coast, you're all pretty familiar with Blue Sky. But something that a lot of people don't realize is that the commission here is dependent on the package price. So here's a great brand under the ALG umbrella that really complements all of our other brands. Maybe you book a small amount of Hawaii and you do a lot of all-inclusive. I would recommend, depending on the commission level you're at, to utilize Blue Sky Tours for your Hawaii booking, especially if the package price is high. As an example, you might be at a 14% level with any of the other brands within our portfolio, but if you have a very high Hawaii package, could you book it with FunJet? Could you book it with Apple? Could you book it with TI? Absolutely. Could you book it with United Vacations? Yes, absolutely. But you could also book it with Blue Sky Tours and possibly earn 15% commission on it because the package price is that much higher. Excuse me. United Vacations also offers a lot of perks. If you're in a United Vacations market, clearly you're going to have a lot of requests to fly on United. By booking with UAV, you do get to take advantage of some reduced fares, and they also have a agent program. You, as a travel agent, will earn $250 in an air credit for every $50,000 of United Vacations air and land sales that you book. So, when you're booking your own trips or needing air for fam seats, your production with UAV could actually be your plane ticket to those destinations. Now, I mentioned earlier about our vertical integration with AM Resorts, and this is the hotel chain, a great all-inclusive hotel chain that has 8 brands, but the ones you're probably more familiar with are Zoetry, Secrets, and Breathless, our adults-only properties. Dreams and Now are family-friendly properties, and Sunscape as well, also a family-friendly property. Reflect and Alua. Reflect currently doesn't have any hotels. They're redeveloping that brand right now. And Alua is more based in Europe and an EP brand, not all-inclusive. And if anyone knows how to grow a hotel brand, it is AM Resorts. They are always popping up with new hotels. In Mexico, they now have Emerald Cancun, now Natura, Dreams Vista, which just opened a couple weeks ago, Dreams Acapulco, Breathless Cancun, Breathless Nueva Vallarta, all opened up recently, or going to be opening up soon. In the Caribbean, Dreams Curacao, Dreams Macau, and Secrets St. Martin are all open. Secrets Baby Beach in Aruba will be coming soon. And then in Europe, they opened 2 Secrets properties. However, it is an EP all-inclusive option. So you can actually say they're EP. Amstar, further to the vertical integration, even if you're not staying at an AM resort, we can still, through your hotel package, book an Amstar transfer to and from the airport, and then all sightseeing on site would be done through Amstar as well. You can't miss them. They're the smiling, friendly faces in the bright blue Hawaiian shirts. They're in the airport, and then they're also at each of the hotels so that your guests can book if they'd like, but we always recommend pre-booking them so that you can earn the commission on it. Good things continue to happen with our technology. So I mentioned that's another area of the business that I love about ALG. Now, if there's one thing about COVID that has sort of shone bright about our business is that we are quite flawed in the back-end technology. And we may have great technology in the front end, but we've been putting all our energy and resources for many, many years in making sure your lives are more efficient and productive, that we've failed to recognize that we need to upgrade some of the systems in the back end as well. And so many of our manual processes we are looking at now to make sure that we don't kind of go down the same rabbit hole that we've gone down the last 6 months. And we are implementing new back-end processes and new back-end technology to help improve those systems. But we are still continuing to improve the front-end systems as well, and we'll touch upon some of those now, some of those moving forward. One of the technology enhancements that you'll start to notice in VAX is the Trip Trust Badge. The Trip Trust Badge is sort of like an easy, at-a-glance way to pinpoint hotels that are prioritizing your clients' concerns during these crazy times. But also one more way that ALG is making sure that the health and safety of your customers are front of mind. in summary, what basically Trip Trust is taking together any of the certification companies. There's about 3 companies out there that will certify a hotel to be safe with their security and safety and sanitation procedures. If they have any of those 3 designations, we've included them within our Trip Trust, and you'll be able to find it, that little logo you see on the left-hand corner there. You'll see that in VAX next to the hotel. And if you also go just to the COVID self-help page that we've loaded, you can see all the hotels that fall under there. Your sales process, your qualifying process has likely changed over the last couple months, and it's not so much getting them to overcome the obstacle of price, it's getting them to overcome the obstacle of safety and sanitation. And so we hope that this will help you close more sales, because it should be able to help guide you in a way to get your customers to trust the hotel and the destination sooner than later. We've also used our technology to add non-refundable hotels. And I know a lot of people cringe a bit when I say that, but there is an opportunity for you to filter those out when doing searches, but it does help you compete a little bit more with some of the hotel direct pricing. I would recommend that you just take a look when reading the rules, essentially, the terms of those non-refundable hotels, because a lot of the rates do require payment in full, and a lot of them are, well, obviously non-refundable. So it's a little bit different than the hotels you'd probably normally are used to booking, but they are available should your client wish to purchase. You can actually see where it says special low rate, non-refundable rate, no cancellation and changes allowed. It does call it out. And I would also recommend, it depends on the destination, but you could also select the drop-down menu to see all the different room categories. Some hotels may have a non-refundable and some may have a refundable. So you'll be able to see the different pricing and offer the different terms and pricing and categories to your client that way. We've also offered basic economy flights, which, and this is just on Travel Impressions, Apple Vacations, and United Vacations. But the availability through FriendJet is coming very soon. So you can also filter this out. It doesn't have to show basic economy flights if you don't want to, but we do show in there that it is a basic economy flight. It will pop up to let you know that there may be some additional things not included and how much more it would cost to upgrade to regular economy seats. But obviously, look, some people like the basic economy flights. They're fine with it and fine with the terms to it. So we now, you will see right there that's highlighted showing that it is basic economy. And before you actually purchase it, it will come up even more with more information on the economy flight. You can filter it out, as I mentioned, on that bottom right-hand corner there, so you can show it or hide it, make it a little bit easier for you and your customer. And then we've also changed some of our travel protection plans. So I won't go into too much detail just for the sake of time around all the inclusions, but know that we still have a CFAR. You can still cancel for any reason. We have not departed from that. I know a lot of our competitors got rid of it. We continue to support it and continue to roll policies out with it. It does offer the pre-departure as well as in-departure insurance. And now what's changed is that there's 3 different versions. You can pick from the full travel credit, which would mean if they were to cancel, they would get back the full cost of their trip, less the cost of trip protection, but they would get it back in a full travel credit that they can use on a future trip. This is obviously the least expensive price. It's also commission capped at $200 rather than $100 like it's always been. So you make double the amount of commission protection on this plan than you did prior with our other plans. We also offer a 50% cash refund and a 50% travel credit. To be quite honest, this is not one of the more popular plans, but we do offer it because some people will say, well, look, I don't want to spend the lowest price. I don't want to spend the highest price, but I don't want my cash to be tied up in a future travel credit. So I'm okay with doing 50% future travel credit and 50% on a cash refund if we decide to cancel. And obviously that's less the cost of protection as well. Then you have the cash refund, which would mean you would get 100% back in the cash refund, and your commission would be capped at $100 as well. And same thing with the 50-50. Those are commission capped at $100. The future travel credit, the full travel credit would be capped at $200. When you add travel protection, you can now also, furthering to our technology, add it to just a selection of the party. Not everyone in the traveling party has to take it. prior it was an all or nothing type thing where everyone had to take it, but now if you have 4 people and only 2 people want to take it, you can select 2 and then select you want to have the protection added to. The travel protection will show as a separate line item in the package price, so you'll see that. You can also include it in the sales email. So if you're sending an email out to travelers showing, 4 different hotels or room categories, you can add in the trip protection. So it would price it based on that and show how much it would cost if they wanted to add that to the vacation as well. We also continue to invest in price matching. So when you have a very price conscious client, price matching is offered should you or they find a lower price. What we're trying to do is we're really trying to help streamline this the best way possible. But in order to match, what you would need to do is sort of follow these few steps. So you would have to create a new reservation and then with the brand of your choice within VAX. But then you would have to capture a screenshot of the competitor price. Make sure in there you have the travel dates, the destination, the total rate, and any other matching details because it has to match up apples to apples, no pun intended. And you also have to just make sure that the timestamp on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen on your computer is included in that so we know that it's like a recent price match. And then you can submit the price match via chat on the button on the website or just submit it through the website. There's a link there to it. But we also offer Uplift. Now, Uplift is an opportunity for your clients to say, I want to go on vacation, but I don't want to essentially pay for it all up front, and I want to be able to put it into 12-month payment plans. The great thing about Uplift is that your clients can, or through VAX, you can provide them the application, but they can essentially fill out the application. It's kind of like a line of credit. Uplift reviews it, gets back and says, yes, you're approved, and then allows them to pay that in 12, 18, or soon 24 monthly payment plans. It doesn't have to be paid before departure. It's just like a credit card. The great thing about Uplift is that we as a company get paid in full, so you only have to ask for that information once. You don't have to worry about future payments on the booking. And then commission will be issued as needed. And then they, just like any other line of credit, have to pay and adhere to the terms of Uplift. It's done all through a third party. It's not done through ALG. It's not done through you. All we're doing together is providing them the application. They're filling it out. Once approved, it's paid in full, and the terms then to pay it is on the client between them and Uplift. We also are continuing to make waves, pun intended, with our rewards program. So we have our top producer programs for agencies, but Waves is sort of replacing the individual agent programs we once had with each of the 6 brands. The great thing about Waves is that all of your bookings, no matter what brand you're booking with, no matter how little or how large, they all now count into Waves. So whether you do a little with Apple and a lot with FunJet or a little with all the brands, you now can pool all of those points into one program called the Waves program. There are tons of things you can spend this money on, from virtual gift cards, virtual Visa cards, to ENVF flights, to hotels, to like a virtual shopping mall of stores that you can then spend it on. We also have a program called Wave Maker, and this is sort of celebrating the agents who are making the biggest waves in the industry, for lack of better words. So the tiers of Pioneer, Champion, Master, and Pinnacle will come out soon, but each of the 4 tiers will come with some added perks that will allow you to earn some additional things like FAM discounts, bonus reward points, elite customer service lines, and so on. So think of it like the 500 Club or the Golden Apple. That's how we recognize the agency, and then there's perks to that. The Wave Maker would be to recognize individual agents and provide perks to them as well. We are also trying our best to help you earn more money. So in the Get Paid to Upgrade program, you can earn an additional 2% bonus commission on the entire package of on the entire hotel portion of the package. And you'll recognize, if you look in the middle there, that red little button or the green button there, it does call it out in the category as to what the bonus upgrade is, the bonus commission is. So keep an eye out for that. It's not going to be on every room category for every hotel, but in other words, if you see the hotel and you just see the lead category, definitely click the drop down because there may be bonus categories that you can earn more on if you were to upsell your client. So we will continue to monitor VAX and add to our enhancement considerations. These are some of the things that we are looking to do in the near future. Obviously, COVID has put a little bit of a hold on it, but we are still, these are top of the list. So once we do get back to creating more front end enhancements, we'll be taking a look at these. We also have a great groups program. I won't go into too much detail because we do have some groups, webinars and presentations as part of the Ascend conference. So I highly recommend you take a look at those. But we do have FIT groups and groups. And I'll leave it to those presentations to go over it in depth and in detail. But know that we do have a groups desk that can help you. We also have our exclusive nonstop vacation flights. So some of you might be in our markets that we are operating in. We are slowly releasing them. Usually we have these released by summer, but obviously we're working in a very weird environment where all of our historical trends are basically out the window. And it is a big risk on our business because we do pre-buy these seats. So whether you sell them or not, we're paying for them. So we have taken a little bit more time in researching it. Excuse me. And what we'll continue to do is release a decent amount of them now, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, especially after the government funding ends for the airlines, if airlines start to cut some capacity, if we start to see that there's an opportunity for us to go into a market and expand the product line, we absolutely will. So if you don't see a flight that you used to be able to see all the time, never say never. We might be back into that market with it, but for now, we're taking a very cautious approach, but still very much NVF flights. These are the 2021 destinations that we'll be operating to and from. So you can see the different destinations as well as the different gateways that we'll be flying from. Again, this is an initial launch. I would not be surprised if you start to see us add more later in the year or even early next year. We'll start to really monitor demand, we'll start to monitor capacity, and we'll expand where we feel comfortable expanding. You can find the exclusive nonstop vacation flight calendar and everything directly in the search feature. So if you click that blue line that's there, the ENVF flights will come up and just deliver just that. And then you can also see the calendar and search by the number of nights that you are looking to go and see if the schedule actually allows it. Here's a map of obviously the written version of what I just showed you earlier. And lastly, I'll say, we have a great team of destination experts, VAX experts, accounting experts, you name it. Our education team is fantastic, and they have put together and continue to put together an amazing calendar of learning events, both live and on demand, and then also a whole self-help library that is great with tutorials and step-by-step guidance. So they even actually just launched something on fraud protection, which is really good, and in the environment we're working on now, I think that's really important and highly recommend you guys take a look at that. If you're new to the business, they also have some on-demand orientation. So there's about 13 video modules that are in there that'll help get you acclimated to the travel industry and give you some very basic understanding of the travel advisor's role and how to work with us. But I definitely recommend that you take a look at the education page in VAX. All of our brands do have a link to it, so it's very easy to find. And with that said, I will thank you for listening. Thank you for participating and joining in. And if you have any questions, certainly let us know. We'll talk soon. Thanks, guys.